The camera fades in on a quiet London morning. The bells of Westminster echo faintly through the fog. But inside Buckingham Palace, history is being written. A man stands tall. David Beckham, dressed in a perfectly cut suit, his medals glinting under the light. This is not the Beckham of the football pitch. Not the Beckham of Adidas commercials. Not even the Beckham of Hollywood red carpets. This is Sir David Beckham. And beside him, Catherine, Princess of Wales. The very picture of grace. But the calm of this moment hides a storm. Because while the world sees honor, another story was brewing, one tied not to tradition, but to tension. And it all began with a simple, unexpected invite. Beckham laughs quietly, shaking his head. His words, caught off camera, would soon spark whispers across continents. I don't know her. He wasn't speaking about Catherine, not about royalty, but about Meghan Markle. And when the truth behind those words spilled into public view, the world gasped. The story begins months earlier. Beckham had been building toward this moment for years. Every match, every sponsorship, every charitable foundation, it all carved a path not just for fame but for recognition. And for him, nothing compared to the honor of a knighthood. But as his name circulated in royal circles, so did another name. Meghan Markle, a duchess, an outsider who had shaken the palace walls. Some adored her for her courage. Others accused her of dismantling tradition brick by brick. When word spread that Meghan had extended an invitation to Beckham, an invite to a private gathering, something in him hesitated. Not out of fear, not out of politics, but out of principle. Catherine noticed. She asked him directly one evening, during a small pre-ceremony dinner, David, why didn't you go? He looked down, then up, and his reply was simple, because I don't know her. The words hung heavy in the air, not dismissive, not cruel, but raw, honest. For Beckham, knowing someone wasn't about titles. It wasn't about cameras or causes. It was about trust, history, authenticity. And in that moment, Catherine smiled knowingly, because she understood better than most. But conflict was inevitable. News of Beckham's comment leaked. A single whisper in a London cafe, a murmur among reporters. And soon, it hit the headlines. Beckham snubs Meghan. Sir David chooses loyalty over royal rift. Football legend draws line in the sand. Commentators clashed on morning shows. Was it arrogance or honesty? And in America, Meghan's supporters demanded answers. How dare Beckham, who had built a career on global fame, dismiss her so easily? But in Britain, the story struck differently. It wasn't cruelty they heard. It was a declaration of allegiance to tradition, to clarity, to truth. Still, Beckham remained silent. He neither defended nor denied. He let the storm rage while he prepared for the day of his knighthood. The climax came on that day. The hall was packed. Royal guards stood at attention. Cameras clicked. The Archbishop's voice carried through the chamber. And when Beckham stepped forward, the applause shook the very walls. Catherine looked on, radiant, her gaze both steady and proud. But behind the applause, tension lingered. Because somewhere out there, Meghan was watching. And the world wanted to know, what would Beckham say? After the ceremonial blade touched his shoulder, Beckham turned to address the room. And though the script in front of him was polished and rehearsed, he set it aside. Instead, he spoke from the heart. I've always believed titles mean nothing without trust. You can call someone a teammate, a friend, a brother, but those words are empty unless they're built on something real. Today, I accept this honor not for the name, not for the fame, but for the values that shaped me since childhood: loyalty, humility, and truth. And as I stand here, I remember this. It's not who invites you to the table that defines you. It's who walks beside you when the lights fade. The hall went silent. No cough, no whisper, just silence. And then, applause like thunder. Catherine's eyes glistened, because she knew the words weren't just about football, or fame, or even knighthood. They were about a choice, a subtle, undeniable message. A message the world understood. The aftermath was electric. Clips of Beckham's speech went viral. Hashtags exploded across social media. Some praised his dignity. Others called it a subtle strike at Meghan. But Beckham never clarified. He let people interpret as they wished. And Catherine, she simply smiled, walking beside him as flashbulbs burst. Because she knew what the crowd didn't. That sometimes, the most powerful statements are not direct attacks, but quiet affirmations of what matters most. And Beckham had made his choice. Not with anger, not with malice, but with honesty. The kind that leaves no room for pretense. The kind that made millions stop, listen, and wonder. Because in a world divided by noise, Beckham's laugh, his quiet, almost amused, I don't know her, spoke louder than any speech Meghan could give. And as history recorded his knighthood, his laughter lingered. Not cruel, not mocking, but resolute. A reminder that even in the glare of royalty, The simplest truths often shine the brightest.